Ladies and gentlemen, and individuals who don't belong to a boring gender binary, children of all ages, it's me, it's Rosgoff D, ready to play some Battletech. Good morning, welcome to the stream. I really wish I knew how to do one thing right now, and that is, I wish I could replay the intro, video, that played before you got to the title screen. I am wearing, these are, what do you call these things? They're not technically sunglasses, they're the glasses that they advertise for, like, when you're playing, like, Call of Duty or, Overwatch, the things that, so you don't stress your eyes out while you're looking at a screen and not blinking as much as you probably should be. So, hopefully, yeah, computer glasses. I don't usually wear them, but then again, I'm not usually planning on streaming a video game for 8+ hours. So, let's get this thing started. Fair warning, I am playing the campaign. So, for those of you who might want to play it's out today. Battletech came out today. It's, I think, $39.99 on Steam. If you want to go play it, you certainly can. But like I said, I'm going to be playing the campaign mode, and if I do that, there's probably going to be some story mode bits and whatnot that are going to, spoilers are going to happen, because I'm going to be playing them and they will happen. So, here we go. Yes, give me a new game. I might do some mild modifications to things here because I don't know where things are.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times. About the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Well, that was certainly a thing, wasn't it? Okay, so first thing I gotta do is figure out where I can put the chat so I can see you guys talking to me without typing over stuff that I need to be able to see. So occasionally I'm probably going to, pause a second so I can go, alright, where can I move stuff? Okay, welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Aurigan Reach. The Aurigan Reach is a small kingdom in the Rimward Periphery. Rimward Periphery? Rimward Periphery. Okay, so anything that's in yellowish print I can mouse over and it'll give me a little tooltip to explain stuff. That's handy. Okay, so in the Rimward Periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of the more densely colonized inner sphere, it is home to the Aurigan Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. For 3 generations under the rule of House Arano, the Aurigan Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here that your story begins. Okay. How is sound, guys? Is the audio balance all right? Is the audio too high, too low? It's a first stream for the game. I want to make sure everything's cool. Is it okay if I drop the sound a little bit, because I'm having a hard time? It's kind of a little bit loud for me. Earphones. I'm gonna drop it just a not a whole lot. I hope that works. Okay. So my story begins. I guess I'm building a character. This is why Jess is smart. Alright. That probably... yeah, that works for me. Alright. So, yes, she's definitely... because it was installed already on my computer. I guess that means I've... you guys gonna bust my... for, choosing the... Alrighty then. We'll see, if this becomes something I do more regularly, yes, I'll invest in probably looking at other streaming software and deciding on something that'll work for me. But for now, this is simple and easy and I can manage it. So, making my background. And I think this is going to be a thing where I'm going to be juggling crap all over the place trying to find where I can put... ah, there it is! There's the next button. Alright. I'm going to put myself right down here for now. Because this looks like it's safe at the moment. Decades ago, your family came to the Reach from... ooh... several different options. The Raconis Combine, the Free Worlds League, the Federated Suns, Clearin Commonwealth, Capellan Confederation, Magistry of Canopus, Torian Concordant, Rimward Periphery, Deep Periphery. Okay, this I feel like I should do a history lesson. But I'm not sure how well this is gonna... Battletech as a game came out in the 80s, and the way it was created, set up, is that it is the far future. I think the time is set in 3025. So we're 1,000 years even from now. And over the course of that time frame, mankind discovered, created it created the jump drive, so you could travel from, point A to point B in just a second, and travel. I think the max limit was 20,000 light years in one jump. So mankind started to spread out across the the galaxy. Started mining, setting up new colonies on planets that they could never have reached before, mining those planets for resources and sending them back to Earth, and, yeah, a little bit of history lesson. When those resources, and things kind of happen as they normally do, with, resource mining going on other planets. Resource mining on Earth kind of dried up, so people started, leaving Earth to find, work and better jobs and that sort of thing. And then after a time, these, colonies that were, weeks away even by space travel as we knew it at the time, because, the limit was, the way jump drive works is, you can jump up to 20 light years, and then you're going to take 6 to 9 days for your engine to recharge before you can jump another 20 light years. So travel was slow, but it was possible. So eventually the colonies that were out a couple, out far enough, kind of like, why are we sending stuff back to Earth? We can use all the stuff here. So we're going to do that. And so Earth finally decided, okay, every planet that is there was some wars that happened, for independence, and eventually the Earth government kind of decided, okay, everything that is within 30 light years of Terra, of Earth, that's ours. You're a protectorate of us, you're under us, you send stuff to us, we'll work out our deals. Everything that's beyond that, figure out works for you. And so, because by that point of the amount of growth that had been occurring and, settling of new colonies and new worlds, you ended up with what happens here. You have a very large amount of space that is, Earth said these are ours, and then each one of these different organizations each said, okay, the lands around us belong to this group. And there's some further history where, all of those groups organized and were happy under a kind of galactic empire type thing called the Star League, where they had one guy in charge. He told the people in charge of all these different areas what to do, and they said, okay, cool, until they decided not to. But I think I'm a little fuzzy on the details. I think eventually the line of people in charge of the Star League died out, and then all of these organizations, all these different, they're called houses, said, you know what? We should be in charge of everything now, since the leader who was died out. So we had, I don't know how many succession wars they had up to the point of when this game starts. I think at least one. Possibly two. And it's been a kind of a thing where technology kind of is regressing a little bit, because they've made large numbers of advancements in fusion power and weapon systems and all these kind of things over time. And just the number of wars they've been going through since everything went belly up there's been no progression, and all the people who were good at making these things and finding new advancements in technology all said, yeah, bye, we're going. We're gonna leave. So people can maintain what they have, they can rebuild stuff that they have. At least in this case. Yes, Dustin, war is bad for economies, at least in the case of this one, where it's thousands of... I don't know. I'm not that much of a political science person in reality. What can I say? So, I don't know how much of a examination one might want on all of these different organizations. I could hit up like the main 5. So this is the Draconis Combine. The mech warriors who hail from the Combine tend to be fierce, disciplined, and relentless fighters, no matter the odds they might face on the battlefield. Although the Draconis Combine is as ethically diverse as any of the vast interstellar empires, it is also one of the most culturally homogeneous. Over the centuries of rule, the founding House Curtia has succeeded in uniting the people of the Combine into a single culture, one heavily molded around medieval Japanese society. While some, most noticeably the descendants of the conquered Principality of Rashahag, continue to chafe at the uniformity of Draconic society, overall, this has created a more cohesive populace and military than seen in the other great houses of the Inner Sphere. So, feudal Japan, samurai, honor style society piloting giant robots is Draconis Combine House Curtia. Free Worlds League. Mech warriors who hail from the Free Worlds League tend to be passionate, enduring fighters who value justice and equality above all else. The oldest and theoretically most democratic of the great successor states of the Inner Sphere, the Free Worlds League is actually a broad collation of many minor noble houses. For most of the League's history, it has been ruled under martial law by a Captain General who by tradition is from House Marique. The cultural diversity and relative independence of its component regions are at once the greatest strength of the Free Worlds League and its greatest weakness. So, yeah, most of these groups are kind of like, here's, the Duke, Dictator, Emperor, nobility in charge of the entire region of space. This is the one that's close, this kind of like, not that. The Federated Suns. Mech warriors who hail from the Federated Suns tend to possess more finely honed skills and better equipment than their counterparts from other regions of space. They often see themselves as righteous warriors and champions of liberty, sometimes to a fault. Though nearly extinguished by the Draconis Combine in the First Succession War, so we have had one of many succession wars by this point. The Federated Suns, a constitutional monarchy ruled by the renowned House Davian, has become arguably the most powerful of the 5 great successor states. Though skillful military campaigns and subtle diplomacy, House Davian has significantly increased the number of star systems under its control in the last 2 centuries. We're going to skip over here to House Liao. Mech warriors who hail from the Campellan Confederation are dedicated, steadfast combatants, capable of holding the line and often surprising their opponents who would make the mistake of underestimating them. The Campellan Confederation has suffered the most at the hands of the other successor states over the last 2 centuries of war, having lost nearly half of the territory it once controlled at the height of the Star League's rule. Over time, the leadership of House Yao has transformed the Campellan Confederation into a socialist police state with a highly regulated economy. Most Campellans take great pride in their citizenship, which must be earned through service to the state. And these other ones forward down here are just kind of small, minor organizations that are in kind of like the sections of space that aren't completely controlled. They're minor houses and that kind of thing. The Magistry of Canopus, the Taurian Concordant, the Rimworld Periphery, which is this kind of like, there might be 3 planets that have decided they're going to work together, and that's just them. And the Deep Periphery, which is just look, there's probably a planet out there somewhere that somebody settled, and there's a mech on it that wants to defend it. Yeah, what do you do? But what I'm going with, as if one might not be able to tell which one I might be going to choose here. I wonder which one of these is going to be the one I'm going to select. Yeah, so I am going to try to build a character based off of the last mech pilot I played in a tabletop game, because this is what it started as. Battletech started in the 1980s as a tabletop tactical miniatures game. And so the last pilot I played in one of those was from House Steiner. So, the Lyran Commonwealth. Mech warriors who hail from the Lyran Commonwealth tend to be hardy, well-equipped, and well-trained, though they also have earned a reputation for not being particularly strategic thinkers on the battlefield. Wealth is the greatest strength of the merchant princes of the Lyran Commonwealth, ruled by House Steiner. Despite a number of humiliating defeats in the first two succession wars, so okay, now we know they've had 2 of the wars by the time this game plays. The Lyran Commonwealth has bounced back thanks to the combined strength of its economy, the biggest of the 5 great successor states, and its control of the Inner Sphere's largest functioning battle mech factories. What the Lyran Commonwealth may lack in military prowess, it makes up for with raw numbers and industrial scale. So, money, guys. So, let's select in here. And I'm not sure if this is going to do anything for me besides... Okay. You are of noble birth. Though immigrants to the Aurigan reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Aurigan space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech, an old blackjack BJ-1. Okay. I get the feeling, from what I've seen, from what I understand, I think everyone starts with the exact same mech, regardless of whatever choice you've made. So everyone starts with the BJ-1. Yes. Yes, Jess. Get the giggles out now. I'm running around in a BJ. Yes, get... I'm gonna call it... That's why they call it the Blackjack and not by its model number. And yes, Dustin, it was a cartoon. I liked the cartoon. The cartoon was good for its time. Going back and watching it now, it's a little... Ooh, boy. CGI animation does not age well, regardless of what you're doing it for. But if you're doing it for television, it ages faster, I think. This is... So, this is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars, whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life, ... It was an uneventful life until I click next and something's going to happen, isn't it? Okay. So, yeah, here we go. Your background. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when something happened. Well, I'm glad they waited until it was not my 16th birthday again. I'm glad. Thank you for not making me dread my birthday on a yearly occurrence. Thanks, guys. So, any one of these could happen. Once the promising... Okay, I was exiled. Once the promising young scion of your family, you committed an unforgivable transgression and were sentenced to life in exile. You stole away with the family ancestral blackjack and set off to find a new life to call your own. Look, okay, guys, I love you, I appreciate you. We will fit, if I need to. Yes, between this stream and the next time I stream, please tell me everything I need to do to get up to the standards of all of the rest of you who I know stream their own games. It would help immensely, I'm sure. Plus, that way you can torture me with all manner of, quotes of things I have done. So, I was either exiled or... Okay, as the heir to a noble family, you grew up wanting for nothing, and as it turns out, you couldn't stand a life of pampered nobility. Finally, one night, you stole away with your family's ancestral blackjack and set off to find a new life to call your own. Okay, so I either got kicked out, I left on my own, family went bankrupt. As you grew older, you watched your family fortune, income, and influence slowly dwindle away until there was nothing left. Your parents, driven to despair, you took their own. Aww. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a life of for yourself. I am never going to live that down, which is fair because I know I've done this to you guys when you've streamed yourself. So I am welcoming all. Alright, the Batman version, your family died in an accident. The rest of your family died in a freak jump ship accident, after which you discovered they had left nothing behind but piles of debt. After selling everything to settle the debt, you set off on your own with your own family ancestral blackjack left to your name. Okay. Your family was betrayed. Your family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were left the sole surviving member of your house with nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own. You set off to make... Yeah! Like, the best one seems to be, I decided to leave. I was bored as a noble prince, and I decided, you know what, I'm out. And apparently each one of these gives you a different combination of skills here. So what are these things? Gunnery determines the chance to hit with ranged weapons, higher skill, and abuse. Evasion and environmental effects such as hampering terrain or something. Guts. Maximum health of the mech warrior also due to the penalty from weapon recoil increases the charge. Well, I mean, bye Morgan, have fun. I think, because, I mean, I can't, from what I'm seeing here, I can't necessarily rebuild exactly what the character I used to play was, because we've already skipped past that part. My original character was not a noble, but apparently I'm a noble here. So, I'm thinking that I can just... Any one of these would be fine with me. I think I'm going to go with my family was betrayed. Okay. Out on your own, you fell into a life of a number of different things. Okay. Oregon soldier, unsure of the prospects, you travel to Koromodir. I am going to stumble over so many names in this game. I'm telling you that right now. Capital of the Oregon Coalition, enlisted in the Coalition military, you quickly rose the ranks, assuming yourself as a reliable mech warrior. Life as a soldier wasn't glamorous, but it suited you just fine. Frontier pirate, I'm just going to say no to that right away. If I am going to keep to the spirit of the character I'm rebuilding here, pirate is out, because he had a very good reason to hunt pirates, and he is not going to join them. So, no to that. Solaris Gladiator. to fame. There you act out living as a gladiator, fighting for yeah, inner sphere mercenary. Years to get away from you, joined up with a minor inner sphere mercenary, really into the tight-knit crew. Took time, but you eventually proved your worth and became part of the family. Dustin, I will tell you at some point. Maybe I'll find a point to do it. I don't want to bog down too much into going over that character right now because I'm already 30 minutes in. I haven't hit gameplay yet. I'm still in character creation. But it will happen if you do want it to happen. I promise you that. The mercenary's potential. Frontier freelancer. You roam the rumored periphery as a freelancer, signing on for whatever odd contracts you could find as a mech warrior for hire. It was solitary life, but you could be more comfortable with the inner life you found you. Okay, so I was a solo gun for hire. Mercenary guard. You signed on as a guard for a small trading guild, providing security as the guild's caravan, made training range between the inner sphere and the periphery. It was largely... Nah. I think out of the options presented, I think the Inner Sphere Mercenary is the one that kind of calls out the most to me here. So that's what we're going to go with. Until years later, you cross paths with Mastiff Montgomery once again. Okay. Pure chance brought you back to the Oregon Reach as your mercenary crew took an ill-fated contract against an enclave of pirates on the outskirts of the Oregon Reach. Pirates! The job went south and you were the only survivor of your unit. Raju's Lance happened to be on patrol nearby. After rescuing you and helping to honor your fallen comrades, he offered you a job in the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of the Lady Kamea Arano. Okay, here we go. So my appearance. And once again, I find myself needing to move some things in frame, so if you'll forgive me. Second here. So I can random things. Oh, and I wrestle random stuff all over here. Right. Not gonna have pronoun she, they. Oh, that's nice of them. Cool. He. Give me a second here. So let's see. Who do we got that looks like close to what I want to work with here? Let's see what we go for here. I can customize things a bit. Okay, I can customize things more than a bit. Good grief. Makeup. I cannot tell if makeup... Oh, okay, now I can tell if makeup's doing something. Yeah, okay, so right there. I'm gonna stamp something on my forehead, yeah? No. Scar or two. Yeah, we'll go with that. Hairstyle. I've gone around the horn. Yeah, let's stay with that one. Eyebrows are fine. Facial hair. Yeah, I like that one. Expression. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Complexion, don't really care. Hair roots, hair tips, eyes, skin, lips, makeup. Clothing. I'm gonna move my camera a bit so I can see these options. Okay, so we got down here. Can't keyboard this, I have to mouse it. Camera. Yeah, I think that looks all good here. So, confirmation. I came to this place from the Lyran Commonwealth, or the family did, decades ago. On the day after my 16th birthday, my family was betrayed and murdered, and I became an Inner Sphere mercenary when I left everything behind. So Gunnar Lucky Holtz is ready to go. Can confirm.